everybody, it's Exodus Master X. Welcome back. Well, sorry, that's an ingrained habit, but I shouldn't be saying welcome back. I should be saying welcome to a new Let's Play I'm starting. Okay, before I start this one off, I should explain that I'm currently in the process of currently in the process of uploading the Hot Wheels Velocity X multiplayer videos, and also my PS2 isn't working so well right now, and I mean that I can't see anything on the screen because it's all completely garbled. This is believed to be because dust has gotten into the console. So, but until either I fix it or I get a new one, Q will be on hold. And once I'm done, I don't know, I might be able to figure out something with Hot Wheels, but I'm not sure how that's going to go out. But Q, I definitely won't be able to update until I get that running again. So, in wake of Sly 3 though, which finished a few months ago, also my uploads stagnated because a bunch of craziness in the past couple months with school. So if you're wondering why, that's it. That's kind of to be expected at this point. But yeah, here's my new Let's Play. This is one I've wanted to do for literally 4 years. And I said, like, in whatever year it was, like 2012 or 11, I'm going to do a Let's Play of this game. And then I just didn't because I kind of went on a hiatus. But now I actually am doing it. And it's good to be here. How have you been? This is Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut, the GameCube remake of the first ever 3D Sonic game. And this is quite a big deal because it was... what do I do here? I'm gonna have to delete a file, but this one is my practice run. As you see, here, let me just delete 2 and 3 to make sure I don't get them mixed up. But I'll keep 1 just in case I need it for something. So I'm going to go ahead and make this file in 2. But yeah, when this game came out on the Dreamcast originally, and I think it was 1998, 1999, around there. Or maybe just 2000. Okay, thank you. Anyway, when it came out, Sonic hadn't had a game. I'm gonna have to get out of the habit of saying Sonic to Sonic for this.
Sound
I don't think I need to do anything with this.
Options. You can customize various options.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Actually, no. I'm just gonna play the whole game in Japanese. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. Anyways, as I was saying, here's our characters. We haven't unlocked any of them yet, but it gives us Sonic right after that.
Let's get him.
Okay, what was I even saying? Like, Sonic hadn't had a game for like 5 years at that point.
Oh yeah! This is happening. What's up?
You are completely surrounded! Surrender yourself! Lock on target, men! Ready? Fire! Oh no! Our weapons are useless! Retreat! All personnel, fall back!
Oh yeah! This could be fun.
Okay, so to continue what I was saying in a very extremely distracted and fragmented way just now, Sonic is kind of meant to be the franchise that was basically cool, because Sega needed to compete with Nintendo, who was like the big video game seller, and they're still pretty big, and they figure we need to make something that's cool, but usually whenever developers try to take this approach, it doesn't work out too well for them. But for Sonic, it worked for a while.
Come on, you big drip. Where you going?
You know nothing, fool! It's Chaos, the god of destruction!
Huh? What? Tails? Watch out! You're gonna crash! Ah! Tails! Now, what am I gonna do with you?
And the lady appears out of thin air. But anyway, as I was kind of saying, that's why you see that the intro is making like such a big spectacle. Because, you know, they're kind of like, this is going to be Sonic's big 3D game. And this is before 3D games were really a thing. So, this was rather an impressive feat for its day. And the Dreamcast kind of came before. It was supposed to be a part of the same console generation as the Xbox, PlayStation 2, and GameCube. But it kind of came out a few years before all that, and by the time those other three came out, technology had already advanced quite a bit more, so the Dreamcast kind of got left behind, and Sega had to stop making consoles. But anyway, to move around, you'd use the control stick. You probably guessed that. L and R help adjust the camera, when it wants to, that is. It doesn't always want to. A jumps, A can mid-air homing attacks, which is how I defeated that boss. Hold B and release for a spin attack, or you don't even really have to hold it. And B also talks to people, as you just saw there. One of my favorite things to do is to just spin dash and then jump. That gets you quite a bit of a longer jump than if you just try to do it like that. And here's the first level, Emerald Coast. Let's go see if Tails is alright. Alright, so as you see, there are enemies about, and in this game there are Eggman robots, because Eggman's the big villain here, well, sort of, mostly. And if you don't know anything about the older Sonic games, Eggman uses these little animals to power his robots. So that's why when you're blowing them up, the little animals are coming out. And as a last kind of explanation of the game rules here, rings essentially give you life. If you get hit, you'll lose all your rings, but if you don't have any rings when you get hit, you die, and you lose a life. And if you don't have any lives when you die, then you get a game over. And there's an extra life down there. That will ensure that such events don't happen. Anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and go through this level normally. Be careful not to run into that. There's a kind of a glitch around that part I just went through. You have to be careful when you're going through there. Like, try to stay kind of to the left of that path. And here's the part where we, for whatever reason, get chased by a killer whale. Because they just hate Sonic, for some reason. Because there's another one like this in Sonic 06 for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. And here's another thing. So if you're wondering why we're collecting these animals, I will make that clear after we finish this level. So anyway, one thing that's good about this game is if you kind of go off the beaten track, there's not a whole lot of exploring to do, but you will occasionally find little rewards, like I just found those 3 ring boxes, which kind of just give you random amounts of rings. It can be anything from 1 to 40. Alright, I'm gonna try to get enough speed to go along this wall, because here you get the red shoes, which will allow you to go faster, and go through this hole. And it kind of just gets you to the level a little bit more quickly. If you go along this wall too, you can get to go on this loop-de-loop. See, there's usually in Sonic games a fast... Oh my gosh. I died. That was kind of dumb. I had so many rings too, I just wasted a lot of those because your count gets set to 0 if you die. Oh well, whatever. But anyway, as I was saying, what was I saying? Oh yeah, in Sonic games there's a fast way and a slow way to do any level. And if you perform well and you get all the little cues that it wants to do, then you'll get to go through the level in a more fast and exhilarating fashion. If you mess up and Sonic with this, ooh, extra life, nice. That screw up actually sort of benefited me.
Jump on panel number 1. It will take you to panels 2 and 3. Jump as soon as you land on a panel or else you'll fall.
Yeah, you have to be quick on this. Anyway, as I was saying, I don't really remember what I was saying, but I think you get the general idea of what I was saying. Like, if you screw up, there's another slower way you can go, but it's not quite as cool. That's basically how most Sonic games, at least the older ones, but the newer ones too to some extent, are designed. And there's Tails. He does not seem to be dead, which is good. I mean, if he was dead, I don't think Sonic would be celebrating.
Yeah,
Unless
not
he
bad.
secretly hates Tails. Which he doesn't.
Hey, Sonic! Long time no see, huh?
I'm just glad you're okay. What happened anyway? You're too good of a pilot to just crash like that.
That was a test run using a new prototype propulsion system. It's got a few bugs to iron out.
Why not just use my plane, the Tornado?
Thanks, but you gotta check out my newest power supply. Ta-da!
Whoa! A Chaos Emerald!
Yep, I just happened to find one of the 7 emeralds during one of my test flights. This thing's got unlimited power, you know. So I figured, why not use it to power my plane? Supercharge! You've gotta come over to my workshop, Sonic. I've got something I've gotta show you. It's in the Mystic Ruins, the fastest way is by train. Let's go!
Now I can play as Tails, so if you wanted to go ahead and start this story, you could. I'm just gonna stick with Sonic's story until it's over, and then go through the other stories one by one. That's how most people do it. Anyway, there's a thing up here. You can't really do much with it right now. Well, maybe. Hold on. Let me try something. You can get some rings, but they don't really do much for you right now. Yeah, I don't think. Well, actually, I can kind of jump up there. So if I can get over there very quickly, I might be able to make it before the door closes. Let's see. That wasn't fast enough. Anyway, go into this elevator door and you'll find the nice little surprise. Big surprise! Okay, so this is the Chow Garden. The what garden? I know you. Wait a minute. Oh! Hold on, I forgot that this is, since this is on the same memory card, it has. I'll be right back. Okay, so you didn't see anything there. In fact, I might edit a little bit of that out. I don't know. Yeah, so you come in here and it asks you to create a new file for the Chow Garden, whatever that is. You come in here and you see there's an egg. In fact, there's 2. Maybe these eggs hatch. There's 3 ways to hatch the Chow egg. You could just let it sit and do nothing until it hatches. You can pick it up and rock it back and forth for a while, and then put it down, and it'll hatch a little quicker than it did otherwise. And here we go. Here is our Chow. Chow can have a... Here's basically what they look like. They're little creatures. And they have... This guy has a smile and open eyes. They can have a different variety of eyes and mouths. All of them look exactly like this when they come out of these spotted eggs. But there are other colors you can get of Chow. But contrary to myth, there is nothing that we know of that affects like what their face is when they come out of the egg. So while they look exactly like this now, they'll eventually probably look a lot different. These two will probably look a lot different from each other in the long run, despite now looking exactly the same. Well, other than the face. And there's other colors you can get, but those come in different colored eggs, and we'll get to those later. The third way you can hatch a Chow egg is to throw it against a wall, and the Chow will come out, and he'll be a little bit disgruntled. But this doesn't actually affect anything about your Chow. Well, I mean, he certainly looks unhappy. But to my knowledge, like, that doesn't actually hurt the Chow in any way, or like affect it. And some people just do it because it's faster. So, yeah, whatever you want to do. Personally, I like to maximize the simulation aspect of stuff like this. Anyways, if you go up to these trees and press the X button, shake it back and forth, you get fruit to feed your Chow. This is a good idea. You must feed your Chow. Chow have very complex data and everything. They have like all kinds of like things programmed in that affect like how they act, what they look like, and everything like that. And why should I care about these Chow, you may ask? Well, you should care because 5 of the emblems you'll get in this game depend on them. If you go through that door in the back, you'll reach a place where you can do Chow races, where you can race your Chow against computers. This guy wasn't very hungry, so he didn't finish his food. Anyways, how do you prepare your Chow for the races? You give them the animals that you get from the robots, and those will raise its various stats. You can see there, swim, fly, run, power, stamina. Every stat has stat grades in each stat that will affect like how much it benefits from being given an animal. And each animal like raises a different assortment of stats. The animals with the yellow boxes around them raise swim the most, and also influence your Chow towards swimming. I'll explain greater what that means later. The ones with red are power. The ones with green are running. And the ones with... what's the last one? Power, swimming, running. Flying. Purple. Purple will influence flying. And the other colored animals will just kind of raise a general... It won't influence your Chow towards any of the 4 stats, but it will raise the stats somewhat. Anyways, I'm not going to do much more of them now. I'll be doing probably a lot of this off screen and kind of showing you how this works out as I go through this game. So that's the basics of this tutorial. And I'll kind of explain more about the stats and everything else later. But for now, let's go to Tails' workshop in the Mystic Ruins.